I was gonna make a video because I ran into an issue with my 2011 Chevy Silverado, and every time I would turn my wheel, I would get a steering wheel Stabilitrak and traction control sensor pop up on my dashboard, and I couldn't figure it out. So I plugged in my reader, and it showed up with a 0, I think C0455 and C0710, I believe they were, and that was steering wheel position sensor signal and steering wheel position sensor. So I figured I tried to do a little bit of research to find a little more about the steering wheel position sensor, and I didn't really find too much. I found some old manuals about them, so I couldn't really figure out how to test it. You know how to use a multimeter, and I was trying to, you know, check it with resistance ohms and all that, and I couldn't figure out while I was on the vehicle what was, like, you know, if it was good or bad. So I went online, found the part. There's a total. That's the part number. So it was pretty cheap. I mean, some places offer for like $100, but I wasn't gonna obviously pay that. And then after that, I figured, hey, I'd get the Haynes manual and try to figure out on my own how to take the steering wheel column out, because I've never done that before. So I got that, follow these instructions to a T. You know, parking the vehicle straight with the vehicles pointed straight, or the wheels pointed straight, and disconnecting the negative terminal, because if you don't disconnect the negative terminal, then you still have power inside your vehicle, which could possibly deploy the airbag. So as long as you disconnect that negative cable and wait about 5 to 10 minutes, there's no chance of that airbag going off. That's also in this manual stating how to disable the airbag system. But I followed those to a T. Then I asked a local mechanic a little hints on doing it, because you also read in some manuals and posts that if you don't lock your steering wheel, that you can ruin your SIR coil. And he mentioned to me there's a pin you can buy. It's like a J432 something. It's like $20. And he's like, you know what I use? He's like, I use masking tape. Well, I actually use shipping tape, because that's what I had. Use about a half roll of shipping tape. Obviously this got to be, I didn't straighten my tires before I did this video, but that's going to be level. This will all be level, and you keep taping all the way around. So these two parts I taped probably from about that wide, just to make sure it didn't move, because once you release the steering column, this will rotate. This piece will rotate, and if that rotates too far, or actually I think if it rotates at all, it can ruin that SIR coil. I'm not quite sure. I just read that a lot in this book and some other posts, so I said, yeah, I'm just gonna spend that little bit of money or that little bit of time and tape it up pretty good, which it worked great. It was pretty clutch in that sense. But other than that, I also took a ratchet strap, 2 of them. I ratchet strapped it around my roof down to the other side. I had both doors open, and I ratchet strapped it through the steering column up here too, just to, once you release that steering column, it'll suspend it, so you don't have to take it all the way out. It makes life a whole lot simpler. So I did all that, and then after you disconnect the battery terminals and all that and have all that ready, you wait your 5 to 10 minutes or whatever, you can start taking off your bottom panel right here. First you gotta pop this out, your fuse box, your dash fuse panel cover. Pop that off. Then at the underneath your I think your knee board, you have 2 screws in each one of these that are up underneath, this one and the one over there. Then you have a 10mm socket that you gotta pop out real quick, and then these you just gotta put a little bit of pressure, pull straight out, and you have the little clips, they'll pop right out. Pretty simple. But after you get that out, you move it out of your way, you can then start working into the steering wheel. I didn't take this bar out at first because I didn't realize that I needed to get it out, but if you just knock it out now because it's in front of you, just take those 4 bolts out, it pops right out. It doesn't hold nothing. I'm guessing its purpose is maybe if you get in a wreck or something, stop the steering wheel. I have no idea. So in that sense, just take that out so that it gets out of your way, and then you can move down underneath the front dash here, and hopefully you can see see, that's right there. Underneath, that's a steering wheel position sensor right there. This white housing. White housing right here, the black. You got your connector you can disconnect. Then this is the black back piece, the front face, and the white housing. You pop the clips off there, the side, top, the other side, and just pull that piece right off. Then just wiggle the actual sensor. And let me get the actual sensor to show you physically what it looks like again. The actual sensor will be up in there like that. Just wiggle on it a little bit and it'll just come right out. It'll back right out of the house and the white piece will stay in there and that will come out. But oh yeah, you gotta take off. You just gotta pop this loose real quick too. It just comes out. I just popped it behind my brake. But so that is the main, that's your problem right there. The steering wheel position sensor. But after you move all that stuff out of your way, you don't have to take that sensor off yet, but that's just, there's to your drive shaft back there, there's a little, it's a bolt, I think it's a 15 millimeter nut and a 13 millimeter head, I think. But I marked each side. That's what the book said to mark. I marked each side. You see the little mark right there? That side and the side, obviously just an L. And I took that out, which you really don't even need to mark it because it's so easy to set it back. Just, I didn't know at first, but I'd do it anyways just to give you, peace of mind. But you unmark that, then you take that off, and it'll come loose right there. And then you move up to the steering column. There's 4 bolts. See this is the front. One on the front. Another one in the front right through there. And then these 2 back here. One right there, one right there. You take both of them down, and that's when you're gonna want to make sure your ratchet strap is tight up around here. So when you drop it down, it doesn't just fall, which it really doesn't have much room to fall because it'll catch in the back. It'll catch on top of your gas pedal. So it won't really fall all the way down anyways, but 2 spacers will fall up here, one on this side, one on the other side, and I just put them back after. No biggie, it'll scare you at first, but you'll know where they go. Then after that, you could drop that down. You'll adjust your ratchet straps so you have enough room to work on the sensor, but you'll notice that this silver piece back here that's has a sensor. You can't. Let me go grab a flashlight real quick so you can see a little bit better. You can see a little bit better where I marked it at. But that's right there where you mark it, and that's your drive shaft. But this is the piece right here, this silver bracket. That piece, if you don't take that off, obviously you can see you can't fit your sensor through there when you slide it off. So when you drop the column, you have a nice gap, like about 6 to 8 inches up here, and you'll see down there's a silver bracket, and they have 3 Allen keys. I forget the size, 3 screws. But once you take them off, the plate will just slide out. Then all you gotta do is just slide it out of the way, and then take off that right there, your wheel position sensor. Like I said, undo the harness, undo the clips on each side and the top, and it'll slide right out. Just wiggle, slide right out. The white piece will stay in there. That won't come out. And oh yeah, one other connection I did take out, which just to give me more wiggle room, was this green screen connector right here that I'm shining a light on. I took that one out too. That's the only 2 electrical connections I took off, just so I could have more wiggle room when it falls down. That's all I really needed to take off. Because when you read the Haynes manual, it tells you to take off this shifter linkage too, right here. This shifter linkage all right there. And that looked like a little bit, it didn't seem necessary because I wasn't taking the whole steering wheel column out. So I also didn't disconnect all that because I had it suspended, so I wasn't taking it out anyways, and it worked pretty well. It made it a lot easier and a lot quicker. Like I said, it took me about an hour and 45 minutes to do this, but that's just simply because I had no idea. I've never done it before. If I would have seen this video prior or had some kind of knowledge on what was going on, 20-30 minutes, easy. It's a pretty simple job. As long as you secure that steering wheel, you wrap that tape around and ratchet strap it up and disconnect your power connections and all that. It's extremely easy to do this. It seems complicated at first, but it's extremely easy. And that piece right there, it's at $40. You could save probably, I imagine, between $250, $350 by going to a mechanic, and you can do it yourself. So just park your wheels straight,